So one day, my friend came up to me and said that their friend was having a party. So my friend's friend was having a party. And my friend said, hey, why don't you come along? It'll be good fun. There'll be some cool folks there to hang out with. And I began thinking in my head, no. Strangers party? I won't know anyone except this one friend and I'll just end up sticking to them. And that'll be pretty sad. And dancing? No, I suck at that. How do I get out of this? So what I told my friend was, thanks for asking me. I would love to come, but I have an assignment to turn in on Monday morning and I need to work on that. So I'll have to give it a miss. If this sounds like you, then keep watching because I'm going to share with you how I was able to break free from shyness, social fear, social anxiety, self-doubt, everything that was blocking me from taking on the world, from going out and being this free and happy person, from making new friends or starting a new relationship. So, whatever is blocking you, let's talk about it today and release it. Hey everyone, this is Chetna and you're watching ChetChat, the one place you'll get all the help you need to become the highest version of yourself. And this content is also available as a podcast on Skill Up with ChetChat, available exclusively on Spotify. So you can now listen maybe when you're driving, walking, jogging, whatever. Or if you're in the mood to watch my videos, you can do that as well for free and the link is in the description. Okay, so let's talk about shyness. Shyness, what is shyness? It's basically two things. One, the fear of being judged. Two, thinking that we're not good enough and holding ourselves back from doing the things that we secretly want to do. I felt that my shyness was a prison, a private prison, where the bars were like electric fences made of other people's judgments. Ouch, that hurts. And I would spring back into the safety of my prison. There was always a story running inside my head, a bit like, don't touch that stray dog, it'll bite you. Same way, don't laugh loudly, don't crack a joke, people will judge you. I would be thinking, I have reason to be shy. I've been hurt plenty. The bars of the prison were made of people's disapproval, people's judgments. But is that really so? In all honesty, there was an internal disapproval, an internal judgment. I was the one who believed that I was fat, that I was unattractive. I was my own worst critic, me beating up my own self. And I was imagining that other people have mean judgments about me. If someone looked past me in a cafe, I would build a whole backstory of why they were ignoring me deliberately. In reality, they were just absorbed in their own thoughts and didn't notice me. The fear of being judged turned me into Miss Perfect. I wouldn't forgive myself for making any mistakes. And I was too afraid to be assertive. I just wanted to be that nice girl who approved of everything and everyone. It was suffocating. Let's get back to the friend's party. Now imagine a scenario where you actually land up there. What would it be like? Heart is beating fast, mild sweat building up, back hunched, shoulders coming together, head hanging low, trying to make your body as small as possible. Why? Because you feel like everyone's judging you. The party is a monster, right? I would be thinking, my feelings are too loud for words and too shy for the world. Leave me a comment below if this is exactly how you feel. Now let me share with you what I did in such situations. Right there in the party, I would just stop focusing on myself. Instead, I'll start focusing on the other person. Just smile at them, maybe ask them, how was your work, how was college, how was school, what do you do, where are you from? Immediately I found that the spotlight and the heat started moving away from me and shifted onto this other person. Remember, everyone is shy and embarrassed at some level. So everyone is looking actually to meet some nice people. Each person has their own spotlight always pointed on themselves. Honestly, just like us, they too only care about themselves. Judging someone else is not the highest priority for them. That said, I went deeper into the root cause of my shyness and tried to release it. First, I did a fear fantasy. So I asked myself, what is it that I'm most afraid of? Public speaking, walking into a room full of people, saying no, dancing, being assertive. What is your fear factor? Okay, I picked dancing. I was scared of dancing in front of people. I would tell them that I didn't like it. But was that true? Deep inside, it was like my kryptonite. I want to, but I was afraid of being judged. Next, I took this fear of dancing at a party and wrote down all the specific judgments that I imagined people would have about me in relation to dancing. Maybe they think I'm awkward, maybe they think I didn't know the hook steps, that I had no rhythm, that I looked gawky and stiff. I listed down all those things, negative things that I imagined people were thinking about me. Now I did a role play with myself. You can do it with a friend also. And I responded to each one of these accusations. I said, yes, I'm a little awkward. And yes, maybe I don't know some of the hook steps, but I refuse to accept that I'm stiff and that I have no rhythm, blah, blah, blah. I accepted some judgments and challenged some. This is what I noticed when I challenged the judgments. They were gone. But did you know that if you accept something, it also loses its power? So basically, this role play over and over again helped me break free from the clutches of the imaginary judgments, either by challenging them or by simply accepting them. And now that I had weakened the power of the judgments, I was ready to take the next step. Step number 2, change my story. What if I asked you, do you think you're attractive? What will you say? No, right? Or no way. And how do you know that, by the way? Whether you're attractive or not? You have some references or data points, right? Stored in your memory. So-and-so said this, and that day this happened. Maybe I dressed up and no one gave me a compliment, blah, blah, blah. You have all the evidence to back up your claim that you're not attractive. And you know what? You keep bringing them out, even if people tell you otherwise. Now let's play a game. Look around your room and count. How many green things can you see? Keep looking for green things. Okay? Done. Now close your eyes and recount. How many red things did you see? What? None of you saw red things, right? Because you were only looking for green things. This is called confirmation bias. What you seek, you will find. So all the data points and references that you are the greens. And you have completely missed all the references and compliments that were the reds. This is what I did. I rewrote my story. I realized that what I believe about myself, that will live out. Beliefs determine behavior, which become attitudes. Attitudes make your character, which defines your destiny. So to change our story, we first need to change our beliefs. How? So, I had this belief that I was fat and that no one wants to go out with an overweight person. This is what I had imagined. Okay? So now, when I have to rewrite my story, I started looking around for couples where one partner was overweight. I found many. I collected fresh data points and changed my beliefs. Now you do this. Write 3 of your own beliefs about yourself. BS, belief system, that is. And write out opposite stories. Look for evidence and shatter your BS. Now, before we move on to technique number 3, I would like to give a shout out to Himanshi Saini for leaving this piece of inspiration under my last video. And if you also want a shout out in my next video, you know exactly what to do. Quickly put a comment right now, but make sure you put the hashtag ChetChatters. At number 3, becoming opposite OSWALD, doing the opposite. One day, during a healing workshop, the trainer asked us to list all our positive qualities on the left-hand side of the notebook. And on the right-hand side, they asked us to list the exact opposite qualities. Now, as we were looking at this right-hand side, she said to look at this right-hand side as a person. And she said, how do you feel about this person? Everybody in the room said, I hate this person, I detest this person, oh my God, what a horrible person. And I said, I admire this person. Heads rolled. People looked at me strangely because on the left-hand side were all my BS stories. Sweet, compliant, accepting, easygoing, easy to please, blah, 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 blah. And on the right-hand side was my kryptonite. Assertive, confident, able to say no, holds her ground, whatever. So I decided that how would I try this opposite behavior just once? to do the very things I was afraid of doing just once. Travel alone, meet strangers, sit alone in a bar and have a drink, speak up my mind. I did a few of these things. And yes, there was a huge backlash of self-criticism later. But I stopped it by saying, you know what? You're just trying to put me back into the prison of shyness. I will not go there. I am free. I give up the need to be perfect. Who cares about perfect? After all, that matters is that I'm happy, isn't it? Once you try doing all the things that you usually held yourself back from doing, it will completely set you free. So to wrap up, here is what I did to overcome shyness completely. I identified my fear factor. 2, I did the fear fantasy role play on each fear factor. 3, I changed my story. 4, I did the opposite and I pushed back self-criticism. And finally, I kept doing this systematically for each and every fear. Rome was not built in a day, and neither did my confidence return overnight. But a regular practice of these 5 simple steps made me self-assured and happy. So I hope this helps you. And if it does, do press that subscribe button and the bell icon for regular updates from ChetChat. And happy learning!